The idea behind transformational projects is that they're change. They're not about more of the same. So we kind of looked at things from an output perspective. It's not just the size of the project or the amount of funding required to deliver it. The idea is about outcomes. I guess the three underlying factors we looked at were how sustainable they were, and I guess in a range of ways. Sustainable from an economic point of view, as well as environmental and from the social point of view, things that were going to have a long-lasting impact over time. And also a systemic consideration where we thought about how do they actually change the way that these places work, the way that people operate within those growth areas would be changed and affected by the projects we were considering. And also that the projects had a widespread effect, that they addressed problems or opportunities over a wide range of areas across the growth areas that we were looking at. The value in undertaking this type of project is actually thinking about long-term, bigger projects that will actually make a substantial difference to the residents of growth areas. One of the ones that really sticks out from the research is access to employment. And I guess there's two ways to look at that. There's the provision of better transport. Getting people out of their cars seems to be an important issue as well. So better public transport so people can access work in a way that is, I guess, less stressful than driving through peak hour traffic. Another important strain of projects was actually providing more employment in growth areas as well. So if people don't have to travel and I guess associated with the increase in employment is more services as well offered in growth areas. So you have projects like health precincts that not only provide employment opportunities, but also better access to health services in growth areas. The Quarter stands out as a transformational project because of its broader scope. Other projects that look at developing a precinct approach to both providing employment and additional service in growth areas are actually within a continuous plot of land, where the Quarter is taking a look at what can almost be described as a suburb in itself, where the area which is set out by the universities and the hospital and what is currently low-density residential in between, is seen as an opportunity to create a dense activity centre that provides employment, services, and I guess a different type of living for people who are actually residing in Penrith, and hopefully at some point will be linked into the train service as the Western Sydney Rail moves forward. So the idea that the council can look at a broader area and see the opportunities to link up and take that precinct forward by getting the major players together and to think about how they can work together to provide better services like transport within the precinct to develop something that actually really is a hub of activity within the growth area. I guess the learnings are really around having a strong idea about what sort of project would be of most benefit in your area. Having the governance and the funding and the background reports in place so that as things change and new funds and new initiatives become available, that councils are actually ready to go and can make really strong applications for funding to support one of pretty important initiatives in the growth areas. One of the interesting parts of the project was looking at the types of groups that have come together to support initiatives in growth areas, where councils have reached out to, I guess, influential stakeholders and non-government organisations. As well as community groups to build support, and which can then lead to, I guess, stronger applications for funding as they're supported not only by the local government area but also important people and widespread community support across the suburbs. It leads to, I guess, a perception from higher levels of government that these are important and will be well regarded within the community.